Hello, I'm Denis Greene, President of Church Development and founder of the Stewardship System. Thank you for your ongoing interest in the Stewardship System to help your church build a culture of generosity. I'm compelled to share with you in today's training video what may be the most important of all stewardship insights. One of the things I've learned from the hundreds of churches I've served in 20 years of stewardship ministry is this: personal financial training ministry makes an enormous impact, both at the micro level with the individuals and their lives, and a macro level with the impact that happens in the church. Think about this. Ultimately, stewardship begins in every person's wallet. There's no getting around that fact. We can encourage people to give and serve, and this is good, but if these people are not following godly principles for their personal money management, their ability to give and serve will be seriously hampered. What happens when an individual or family is able to finally pay off $15,000 of high-interest credit card debt? Perhaps $500 or $600 a month has been going to debt payments, and now that money is free and clear for other uses. What could happen to their level of generosity? Personal finance ministry is all about setting people free. If we can set people free from debt and materialism and hoarding and wrong thinking about money, generosity is a natural product or result. I like that quote from Billy Graham that said, "If a person gets his or her attitude straight about money, it will help straighten out almost every other area of their lives." Personal finance author and stewardship system director Matt Shainfeld has helped more than 10,000 people in more than 100 different churches through personal finance and stewardship ministry programs. He's worked with people all over the world helping them with their finances, and from his perspective, this type of ministry is not just for a few people who are struggling with debt issues. Every single person in your church can benefit from a personal finance ministry program. We just need to get over the stigma that attending a financial seminar or small group is akin to being a leper. Financial ministry is like any other form of discipleship. Who would not benefit from making more informed, purposeful, Christ-centered decisions about their financial lives? There's a formula that Matt discovered from his personal financial counseling ministry. It's almost like an algebraic formula, and it shows up in nearly every couple he works with. It looks like this: high income plus high debt plus little or no giving equals I can't make ends meet. The net result of this phenomenon is that nearly 50% of God's people, by a conservative estimate, are struggling with their finances, struggling with relationships, and unable to give and serve God like they're called because of their financial woes. Good stewards must manage well what God has given them so that they can be entrusted with greater resources. That's the parable of the talents at its essence. Let's look at the components of a vibrant personal finance ministry so that your church can begin to set the captives free from debt and materialism and begin to help your people be wise stewards. A good personal financial ministry should have 4 components: financial workshops or classes, one-on-one financial coaching, small group studies, and estate planning training. Classes can take the form of a few hours over a luncheon or more extensive training over the course of days or weeks. I personally think that the best possible experience is a weekend retreat found through the Abundant Living Ministry. This format results in immediate transformation with very little attrition. It's very intense, but people come away with a set of tools they're equipped to move forward and make changes right away. They don't have to wait multiple weeks before they start to work on getting out of debt or building their plan. The next component is one-on-one financial coaching. Workshops are effective for many people, but we've discovered that some people need additional hand-holding when it comes to moving forward from good intentions to effective action. Training financial coaches to help those in need provides compassionate assistance coupled with appropriate accountability. Small group Bible studies are also a great way to get people talking about faith and finance issues and teach core biblical truths about this topic. You can build community and provide support systems for people at the same time. Finally, estate planning education will help the people in your church who are thinking about leaving a bequest to the church. Rarely is this training provided from a biblical perspective, so we encourage you to pay attention to this option once you have the first 3 steps in place. There is great potential for significant long-term kingdom impact through legacy giving. At its core, an effective personal financial ministry will do 3 things. Number 1, help people make good decisions about where to spend their money. The key here is practically helping people to set up a workable spending plan system. Number 2, teach people biblical principles for money management. And number 3, people need to learn real-life ways to change habits and build new patterns of financial behavior. Matt reported that when people complete the Abundant Living Financial Training Program, it's not uncommon for families to pay off $5,000 to $15,000 in consumer debt within 6 months. Some people do even better. Another outcome of offering personal finance ministry is its impact on giving in the church. Sometimes we've seen it make a dramatic difference. Here's one example. At Christ Methodist Church in St. Augustine, Florida, they created a series of small group study activities around the book, Abundant Living, 5 Biblical Principles for Financial Success. The pastor preached a sermon series on the 5 principles, and the church read the book together. That resulted in an increase in giving to the church of 20%. Not only did they have an increase in giving to the church, they had an increase in mission giving and an increase in volunteerism as well. This is clear evidence that once people begin to order their personal finances, their ability to let God's blessings flow through them will increase. Now, in terms of action items for your committee, first you got to pick a person who's going to be your point person to lead the personal finance ministry effort. They don't have to teach the workshops, but they've got to be the organizer, someone who is passionate about this ministry, compassionate with those who are struggling, but willing to hold others accountable. These are all essential qualities. Second, you've got to pick your training tools. Our favorite recommended resource is the Abundant Living Personal Finance Ministry. The web address for Abundant Living is on the screen below. Go there to find out more. Third, get the training that you need so that your personal finance leaders are equipped and ready to go. Then, of course, you actually have to implement. Put the classes or Bible studies on the calendar. We think that you ought to offer seminars once per year at a minimum and financial coaching services all year long. At any given time, there are a lot of people who need this training. Personal financial training is a critical resource to ensure your church is building a holistic culture of generosity. Your people really need this, so I hope you will set this up in your church or add missing components today. Go forth, good luck, and God bless.